Hey, what's up guys, it's LeMar DeVente, back with another Beyblade Burst news video, and we're talking about the English dub of Beyblade Burst Gachi. So, let's get right into it. So, we have the logo revealing that it's called Beyblade Burst Rise, and it follows the same format as every other logo we've had so far from Hasbro. Not much to really deduce from this, as we already know what's going on in Gachi and all that, and we do have the description from the D-Rights website, which I'll get into after. But it's kind of interesting how they're choosing their names, as the second season was called Evolution, then Turbo, and now we have Rise. So Hasbro's doing pretty good at keeping the names, trying to get more powerful and powerful, really. Now, looking at the inevitable changes to the English dub, we're starting with the new protagonist, who is Dante Koryu, and in English he's going to be called Dante Koryu. Yes, that's right, they're changing the protagonist's name again, because first it was Iga, who went to Iger, and now Drum to Dante. Because now it's Beyblade Burst Gachi, featuring Dante from the Devil May Cry series. Now, jokes aside, I think it's a fine change. Drum may be a bit odd for a North American audience and every other English-speaking country, but, you know, they actually made a fine change, so I'm not going to complain about that. Now, about the bey he's going to own. We do know from the article that it's going to be Ace Dragon, the same as the Japanese name. Now, not sure about the two other variations, being Grand Dragon and Rock Dragon, though I would assume they're going to keep the name, as Ace Dragon kept the entire Ace and Dragon portions of it. Going by the toy naming scheme itself, Hasbro has screwed that up already, though I assume it will be called Dragon D5, and maybe specifically state that it's Ace Dragon, Grand Dragon, and or Rock Dragon, if they do retain the customizability in this Rise series. Now, the next character we know something about is Delta Akane, who is now Delta Zakuro. Now, this is a change I don't really understand, as Zakuro is much different from Akane. They don't even start with the same letter even more. They're on the opposite ends of the alphabet. Though, despite that, I gotta say, Zakuro does sound pretty cool. So it's not that bad of a change, because it actually sounds good. Now, about his bey, we don't know if it's going to keep the name Diabolos, and if it did, it'd probably be Diabolos D5. Though we've had Diablo Nemesis retain the name, but also we've had beys like Fusion Hades being brought over to a North American audience and then being called Fire Fused Darkhelm. So, not sure if they'll be keeping it that time around, but maybe we will have a Diabolos or Diaboros D5 coming out. Now, about Valt Aoi, who's keeping the same name. That shouldn't really be a surprise since he's the protagonist from Season 1, and changing that would be a bit awkward. But hold on right there, folks, as his bey is actually receiving a different name, unlike Ace Dragon, which retained its original one. It's going from /Valkyrie to Sword Valtryek. We all saw the Valkyrie to Valtryek one coming, as that is the Hasbro name from Season 1. Though, I'm surprised they're changing / to Sword. But considering that in the anime, all the slash moves became replaced with whip, I guess it's not too surprising that they changed it. Also, the mention is that it'll probably just be called Valtryek V5 if there's some sort of evolution in the future, or they're putting the full name so you know what layer base is coming with it. If it can be customized, it'll probably just be Sword Valtryek V5. Something else to note is Hyperflux. Now, this in the original Japanese version was called Gold Turbo, but now for Gachi, they're calling it, when a Beyblade turns gold and essentially becomes more powerful, it's called a Hyperflux. It's interesting that they changed it, as I guess they just wanted to stray away from using Turbo in the name, since there is Beyblade Burst Turbo, which is the English version of Chozi, and didn't want to create any confusion. And now I'm wondering if this is going to be something that they carry over into the toy line for their international Hasbro releases. Now, I've already given most of the important information, but I'll give what's left by summarizing the D-Rights description. It says that Valt Aoi has been training a new generation of bladers in BC Seoul, where there's the rookies Dante and Delta, who see his new Gamma Bey, which is the term that's going to be replacing Gachi Bey, and I'm surprised it's not Rise Bey, but it's instead Gamma Bey, which is his Sword Valtryek, and they see the Hyperflux state, which has now inspired them to seek the same bond with their beys. So now Dante has Ace Dragon, and he goes off to Japan, and he has to face many people who are also using Gamma Beys. Now it's asking, do Dante and Dragon have what it takes to overcome these challenges, and will they ever achieve Hyperflux? This is the story of Dante and Dragon's rise to the peak of the blading world. Now, I'll say something that I want to mention here is, again, the Gamma Bey, which it's not going to be a Gachi Bey or even a Rise Bey. it's a Gamma base, so I'm not sure why they didn't call it like Beyblade Burst Gamma, but that's my opinion. Also, it lists here that there's 52 episodes, but they're all 11 minutes long, so it's no longer 52 episodes, which are 22 minutes long, which is effectively half the series now, which isn't a bad thing as I believe it's being well done, but this confirms that it's actually a 52 episode series. Now, that's all for this video. I tried to list everything I could and give my opinions on what I think is going to happen. And if you guys like this video, leave a like and let me know if you guys want me to continue doing more information videos like this or what you want to see on the channel. And if you want to be updated for all the Beyblade and Bakugan content I do, hit the subscribe button down below. Thank you so much for watching and remember to blade on.